I was born in a little town called Hitchin, in a boring place called Hertfordshire, next to a scary place called Stevenage, when I was, 0 years old. My mum was a health visitor who visited babies and made sure they weren't dead, and my dad worked in a government programme called Sport England. When I was 2, my little sister Katie was born, and she brought me home a farm that she stole from the hospital. Shocker. One night, when I was 4 years old, I was so excited about a sleepover that I jumped on my bed, fell off, and cracked my head open on a cabinet. My mum had to watch as they stitched it back together, and I was awake the whole time, screaming. At primary school, my best friends were called Daniel, Patrick, and Michael. We used to play Power Rangers in the playground, and I was always the blue one. One time, I pushed Daniel in the bush. He put his hand up in the middle of the playground to tell a teacher, and then he realised that we weren't in a classroom. Silly Daniel. But my years with them were some of the happiest of my life. By year 4, I had the reputation of being a computer nerd. I used to show Miss Goff how you made it so that you could move the pictures around in Microsoft Word. She could never remember which dog to press. I moved to a secondary school and grew my hair long because I thought it would look cool. I had long ginger hair, and lots of my friends turned on me and decided to bully me for about 3 years. One day they cornered me and fired pieces of metal which hit me in the eye. I stood there and screamed so loud that they shattered into tiny bits of flesh. That didn't happen, but I did scream. When I was 14, I moved up to Sheffield. I became a bit of a man whore and dated lots of girls, mainly because I was the new kid, not because I was in any way attractive. I really wasn't. Later, I was asked to direct a film called The Faces of Blood, but this was cancelled when David Cameron shut down the organisation that gave us the money. What a willy. I also had a stage of depression where I self-harmed, hated myself, and occasionally got very drunk because I was sad. I hope none of you ever feel like that. Later, I started YouTube because a girl I fancied was obsessed with Amazing Phil and Charlie Skies, and I wanted her to be obsessed with me. She never was. But I've spoken to Phil and Charlie since, which is really nice, as without them I probably wouldn't have started. A little bit after this, I met a girl YouTuber called Bethan, and after about a year, we started dating. We stayed together for about a year and a half before we broke up. We met lots of lovely people together and made lots of friends on YouTube. She was the reason I stopped hating myself. I don't know if she knows that. Recently, I've spent a lot of time on YouTube meeting some lovely new people and making lots of great friends. Some of my best friends have been people I met on YouTube, like my friend Eloise, who has purple hair. She's like a unicorn but less cool. And my friend Jason, who is basically a blonde explosion with eyes. And Gary and Emma, who often call me when I'm sad and keep me sane. I am excited for the future because I want to go to university and then become a film director and make my own big films, which has been a dream of mine since I was 8 years old. I would like to tag Jason, Gary, and Emma to draw their lives. Thanks for watching.
You have been watching Luke Cutforth. Luke is not funny, Luke is not smart, but most of all, Luke is not sexy.